And we're back, guys. Welcome to Tennis in a Minute. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every day. This video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use. We're also covered under the Fair Dealing and the Digital Millennium Act. Back in Beijing, it's down to the nitty-gritty, guys. That's right, the quarterfinals is set. A quick update on Osaka now. She said prior to the match with Coco, she did have back pains, I guess you can say back spasms, and it carried over into the match. She felt that she was not going to be able to play, but she said she decided to give it a go, and let's give her a big round of applause because she played well. However, deep in the second set, the pain started to flare up, and once the second set concluded, she decided it would be best to retire. And I think that's the best decision as well. When you're dealing with back injuries, you don't want something to flare up. You know, it could get really, really bad. But Sabalenka hits hard, and she scares me, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. She takes out Madison Keys again. Now, listen, Madison Keys, I did a poll in the community. Who has the best forehand? Hands down, you guys think that it's Sabalenka. But she's going to have a tough matchup next, and I'll talk about that briefly. She played very well against Madison Keys, and I just think she can do everything Madison Keys can do, except she's better at the net. She's not great at the net, but she's better than Keys at the net. She has slightly better footwork, and she's more athletic, and she routes Keys in straight sets. I think Madison's opportunity at the U.S. Open a year ago was probably her best opportunity to beat Sabalenka. I mean, as she gets older in age, it's going to be very tough. And look, that would have been her second time in a U.S. Open final. Remember, she lost initially to her best friend, Sloane Stephens. I'm not sure if they're still best friends, but they were at the time. Rough day for the American. Sabalenka advances. She's going to take on Muchova next, guys. We'll get to that in a minute. But what about Amanda Anisimova? Listen, she's big time. She's a junior slam champion. You guys didn't know that? Qinwen knows that. She knows who Amanda is, and Amanda stormed out of the gates early. She took the first set, but much like Osaka, she would have to call the physio in pain. And again, comparable to Osaka, she's just not in her form. Also taking a mental leave. She's not there yet. It's going to take more time. But if you're not familiar with Amanda, guys, she's much like Osaka. I've said this in the past. She's a very clean ball striker, very technical. She has a lot of power in the forehand, good on the backhand, good server. She is a great player. She was a really good junior. I just think the struggles she's had on tour, and she's not at her playing weight, much like Osaka. I just think it's going to take a little more time. But she is an American you want to watch out for. And I said this on my American list maybe a couple years ago. I said if she's in form, right away she's a top 5 American without a doubt. But Qinwen, she's just playing strong. I like her mental toughness. Again, if Osaka and Coco had the mental toughness of Qinwen, I think Osaka probably have 10 Grand Slams by now, and she probably would have never left the tour. And I think Coco would have several more. Qinwen wants to destroy you. And I don't know what Emma Navarro's talking about. I've met both of them. I've met Qinwen. She's sweet. When we're talking about on the court, that's a different scenario. You have to have that eye of the tiger. You're not there to be friends with your opponent. You're there to destroy them. And here, Amanda Anisimova calling for the physio. It looked like it was something in her thigh area. I don't know. Could have been a hamstring. Does not look good. She would end up playing the third set, but Qinwen would jump out and not look back. How did she do it? Well, in the second set, after losing the first set, she had the opportunity to serve up a bagel, but Amanda would hold 10 winners to 4. I love in China how they cover the unforced errors and the forced errors because we get a better idea of how the match is being played, who's doing what, and what they're struggling with. Qinwen advances. She's going to take on Mirra. Now, Mirra is quietly breezing through this draw, right? She took out Lynette today. Congratulations, Mirra. She took out Big U and Donna Vekic. Now, she dropped a set against Big U and Donna. We're going to see what Qinwen can do, and I like this draw because the quarterfinal features 3 of the 4 matches where ladies have not faced each other on tour yet. This is going to be great. So Mirra takes on Qinwen. That's going to be a very good match. I like to lean with Qinwen in that one as well, ladies and gentlemen. Coco taking on Stardutseva. I do like Coco to prevail in that match. Coco is going to be too much. And what about Zhang Sui, guys? She's had a rough last couple of years. Injury. She set the record for consecutive losses. Unbelievable. She's going to take on Paula Badosa. I think Paula Badosa should come through there and face Coco in the semifinal. But let's talk about the match, guys. Now, I told you earlier in the year I had several new business ventures. I would not be doing as many videos this year, but I do thank everyone that's helped the channel grow this far. Year over year over year, we've seen enormous growth with the channel. So I thank you all for the love and support. We're still a small tennis network, and that's where I kind of want to keep it. I'm not here for money or fame. I'm here to cover these amazing professionals. And let's talk about Muchova. I apologize. I have not been bringing you a lot of matches from Air Muchova, but she's amazing, guys. Taking on Buxa, who played an amazing tournament. She took out Elisa Mertens, but Muchova's, look, there's only two ladies on tour that I give that Air nickname to, that Air Jordan nickname to. Air Coco, Air Muchova. Muchova's forehand, her athletic ability, her two-way play, just a little too much as she takes out the Spaniard. Sorry, Christina. Christina is getting better. She's coached by her father. I've talked about how her forehands got a lot better, her range got a lot better, and her power. She looks good. This is a big accomplishment for her. She's going to climb the rankings, but let's talk about the matchup we all want to see aside from Coco and Badosa. We want to see Muchova. That's right. I do have Badosa getting past Zhang Shui, and I have Coco getting past Stardupseva. But who's going to win this quarterfinal matchup between Muchova and Sabalenka? Now, if you're not familiar, Muchova does own the head-to-head 2-1. The first time they played was in 2019. That was where we saw Sabalenka transition from playing doubles with Mertens to just fully becoming that great singles player we knew she was capable of before. That was prior to Serena Williams destroying her at the Australian Open, by the way. But nonetheless, she beat Muchova in straight sets. But the last two times they played was in 23 at the French Open. And they also played, I want to say, in Cincinnati, where Muchova won both of those matches in 3 sets. Who has the best forehand left in this tournament? A lot of you guys think it's Sabalenka, but Muchova's forehand, it much reminds me of Nick Kyrgios. Yes, you never know which way she's going to go with it. She's very athletic. She's a great two-way player. She's got great topspin. She could absorb that pace that Sabalenka pushes with those fast balls and stop her dead in her tracks and make her work for each point. That's going to be a tough matchup. Again, I like that match to go over, but I'm going to lean with Muchova. I just think she's playing much better tennis. I think she has the great variety. And the reality here is Sabalenka's only averaging 2 aces per match. Muchova's averaging 3 aces per match, and she's winning about 80% of her first serves. She's just playing better tennis. Tennis in a minute. Get your popcorn. The quarterfinals in Beijing is here. I'll keep you covered. We'll be right back.